So then we have two options if you have a largely ethnic population, this Fusion Dark would be a strong opportunity to consider. Or if you have a lot of patients that are fair skinned and blonde. Remember, what did we say this laser is seeking? That's called a chromophore, seeking melanin. So if you have really fine, light hair, there's not much of a target there for our laser to seek, right? So the best laser hair patient is someone who's very pale, like a type 1 or 2, with dark hair. Because it just sees that hair bulb really easily, and it doesn't see the skin at all because it's pale. That's your easiest patient. Your darker skin types and your light, fair skin, light hair are kind of your challenges. So InMode has specifically tuned 2 handpieces to treat effectively those patients. I'm not saying you can't do it with the diode. You just have to know your laser settings and tune appropriately. But the Fusion Light and Fusion Dark are a unique opportunity if you have a robust hair practice or a large ethnic population. Because the dark obviously is specifically tuned for darker skinned individuals, and it's where we took that same 810 wavelength and we used our mold, we created a hybrid approach. So we used a less aggressive wavelength, and they both shoot at the same time. So think of it like watering down the 810. So it's not as aggressive, which is good for a darker skinned individual. Actually makes it more effective because we can now turn up the energies. So it's more effective. Look at this, 84% were clearance at 6 months with only 3 treatments. And we could treat type 6s very effectively. And 81% for lighter skinned individuals. So on the lighter skinned individual, we did the opposite. We molded or melded a more aggressive wavelength with the 810. So for darker skin, we used a watered down wavelength, so it makes it less aggressive. For lighter skinned individuals, we put in a 755 is what shoots at the same time as the 810. And this is the first FDA laser hair device that shoots 2 wavelengths at the exact same time. And so what I wanted you to see is this glide mode. So think about your current laser hair opportunity and how long it takes you to do a circumferential leg or a male's back. And then look how quickly in glide mode we could treat an abdomen. So think about that back or that leg. This 5 pulses per second gets laid down. We're talking really, really quick, right? And then on darker skinned individuals, we can't safely lay down that much energy that quickly, but you can still get 3 pulses per second in glide mode. Now you're capped out on what energies you can achieve for the safety of your patient, but this is how smart this machine is. I believe it's around 10 is what you're capped out at in your glide mode for a darker skinned individual. But look, this is 3 pulses per second in glide mode on a type 6.
And you're ready to go. Slide and glide.
Still very effective and efficient. So again, results, not super satisfying, bald arms than hair arm, but these are actually pretty, if you do laser hair, you understand the value of being able to treat darker skin types. So when you see a totally cleared thigh, you're like, oh yeah, that's pretty slick. Be able to treat 4s, 5s, and 6s safely and efficiently, because usually those 2 things don't go hand in hand.